Hey everyone, it's Blue Lizard Jello and welcome back to the Surge walkthrough, to the finale of the Surge walkthrough. It has been quite an adventure, quite a ride, and I am a little bit disappointed to see it go, to be quite honest. But last time we entered into the Nucleus, the last zone in the Surge, and we're getting ever closer to disabling that one nanite barrier that stands between us and the final boss. Hopefully you've been following along, because this area, like I said, can be very, very confusing, but we're going to finish cleaning it up today, including getting to Maddie so we can let Alec know exactly where she is, or at least what has become of her. So just to give you a quick rundown, over this way will lead to the staircase that leads down to the first floor, as well as the maintenance tunnel. Last time we actually went this way, which was mostly a dead end just to get a couple of items, and now this time we're going to be heading this way around this section right here and heading into the nitrogen pump station, where again the branching paths are numerous, so just take it slow. Remark where you are every time you stop somewhere, and just keep on heading back to explore different routes as you get to them. By the way, I haven't stopped and shown you my gear. It's the same as last time, the full Elite Hazard set. I'm using the Judge 2.0, the Corroded Butterflies, as well as the Parsifal version 2.0, and my loadout is basically lots of health, some stamina, and some things that'll help me deal some damage. We're going to change our implants up right before the final boss, but for now, we're going to keep going exactly as is. Now, just around this corner, we do have a Proteus here. Let's see what is unarmored, his left arm, so we're going to just go for that. Keep it nice and simple. Oh, just kidding. Not that simple. And look at that, we actually got the cut. By the way, you might have just noticed that the symbols have changed, and they now actually show PlayStation symbols. Now, that is actually correct. Up until now, I've been using another program to use my PlayStation 4 controller. I finally got the old one working, which is DS4 Windows, and it works much better, and that's why you're starting to see PlayStation symbols. No, I'm not suddenly on a PlayStation. That implant was an Endurance Enhancer, V5, so more stamina, and now we do have a Chrysalis enemy. Let's hope to get the spin. And not so much, that's alright. Deal with you as quickly as possible. And didn't get the cut, that's alright. Now, one thing that I failed to do, and actually even failed to mention, was I said that there was only one weapon that you could get in this final section, which we're going to get later. But there actually is a second one, and that is actually what this enemy is wielding right here. You can see some of these Exorig enemies have been overtaken by some nanites. You can actually see it around his body, but also that weapon that he has is unique. You cannot get it anywhere else in New Game. You will find some enemies in New Game Plus with it, but if you want to get this one, the Fractal Reaver, such a cool name, and it's the only one that truly resembles a sword, you need to cut it off here in the Nucleus. Now, actually, before I even kill him, let me just make a note about the Fractal Reaver. These enemies can have this weapon, but it's not guaranteed. It's kind of like what armor they're wearing. It is somewhat randomized. So if you don't find that any of these Exorig enemies have it, you can go ahead and either die or just reload the game, and they have a potential of spawning at that time. Alright, so now I'm going to switch to the actually no, I'm going to use the Parsifal and start doing some damage here. Not too concerned about the actual damage itself, just that I get some energy built up. And there it is, get some health back, and we should get a brand new weapon, the Fractal Reaver. There it is. Let's take a quick look at that. The Fractal Reaver is a single rigged weapon with no crush damage to speak of. Everything else is fairly equal, thrust, slash, and elemental damage. So if you have things that are actually unarmored and are weak to elemental damage, like some of your Proteus models, the Fractal Reaver will do an incredibly fast work at taking them down. Not only that, but it has very high proficiency scaling and 45% energy gain, which is pretty significant. This is a solid weapon, and again, if you want something that resembles a blade, this is going to be your best option. It's just a shame that you have to get it so late in the game. Alright, and this one does not have it, so this one actually just has the MG Legionnaire. But let's just do some quick work here, get the cut, refill all of our health. There we are. As we approach the nitrogen pump station, break through every crate. There's a lot of hidden loot here. This is where we're going to start running into some toxic gas and some toxic sludge on the floor. So if you're not prepared with the Elite Hazard suit, or at least the Liquidator set, be ready to swap out for the toxic auto filter. And you know what? I'm going to switch to my butterflies since you are not armored here. Ooh, wow. All that did not even build up enough energy. That's okay. The corroded butterflies are not exactly meant for that purpose. There's an item back here in the corner. There we go. The Vanadium E-Cell V5, another upgrade implant for us. And what do we have here? We want to go for the head. So this gentleman does have another Fractal Reaver. So this would be another opportunity for us. And let's see if we can just keep him perma-stunned. Sure enough, works for me. Now in this location right here, we can drop down or we can go through this door. But this door actually just leads back to the staircase right in the center of the area. So remember I told you exactly where this door would lead? Well, now we're here. So if we go up and to the left, there's the maintenance tunnel, and another couple of staircases would lead us back to operations. So for now, our only choice is to go further down into the pump station. You can jump all the way over, or if we just do a plunge attack, we shouldn't take, well, any fall damage, or at least very little. This guy thinks he's being slick here. And you know what? I actually could have used the butterflies on your head, but the parse fall will do just fine. Now we have a three-way intersection. To the left doesn't go anywhere. Straight ahead will end up mostly being dead ends, and that's where we're going to head next, although it is very important to go that way if you wish to upload the virus into the Utopia rocket. Okay, this head combo is actually doing a great job. Not too upset about that. So for us, we are going to go down here first, and we actually have two options this way as well. We have up there through that grate. We also have this. This is just a very short trip to get a single implant up top. That is step number 1 for us. And let's see, what do we want to do here? How about try a little bit different of a combo? Works for me. Little R2, R1 action over and over again, building up that multiplier. Then we get another Vital Injection V5. We are going to be stacking quite a few Vital Injection V5s for the boss fight. You don't get a lot of opportunity to generate energy during that fight, so having injections at the ready is going to be very helpful, especially because I fully anticipate taking many hits. Alright, now this room can be dangerous if you're not ready. We have sludge, we have gas, we have a flamethrower, and a canister enemy. So our goal right now is to highlight the... there it is, highlight the flamethrower. Go in, stop him from ever getting anything off. Now we're going to do the same thing for the other enemy. I might actually go for his leg just to solidify the fact that he's not going anywhere. And finish. There we are. Alright. So we've just come up here. We've killed these two enemies. You can see here that there's really nothing else to do except follow this path around, which is exactly what we're going to do. All of this will be damaging us if we didn't have the Elite Hazard or the Toxic Auto Filter. Again, it's always good just to be prepared. Now there's going to be a couple of enemies up here, but also we have that's a very important station. That is actually what's going to give us access to the rocket if we want to upload that virus, which we do. At least on this playthrough we do. Although I am going to show you both endings, I've decided. I've decided that. Alright, so we got his gear, we also got some scrap, and we are going to go ahead and overcharge this so we can upload the virus.
System overload.
We are. And that enemy just killed himself because he was standing in flammable gas and decided to use a flamethrower. Not exactly the brightest bulb on the tree. So if we come down here, this is actually going to be a dead end, but I want to show you because we're going to eventually loop back around, and I just want to give you the proper lay of the land. So taking this exolift, and once we turn left, there's going to be a door that does not open from this side. You can actually see the panel just on the other, so just remember where that is. And I could have dropped down, taken minimal damage, but at this point, health is kind of a luxury that, while we have it currently, it could go away very quickly. Now we're going to head where that flamethrower was, into this room right here. You can kind of see the conduits running along. Now what I like to do, there's a couple things you can do. I'm going to open up this door just to show you the room.
Identity confirmed.
And inside here, this is where we are going to do a number of things. We are going to upload the virus to the Utopia rocket. We are going to get the final Iron Mouse comic book, and we're going to run into the final new enemy, this amorphous nanite machine that he can do a lot of damage if you're not careful. You know, he can do a lot of damage even if you are careful. But instead, we're actually going to come at it from a different angle by looking down here. You can see that door, and all we need to do is just run and jump right over. And we have another terminal. I'm going to show you the door that this opened up once we get topside. Now, what I just did is completely optional. We can get there another way very safely. This is just how I choose to do it and how I best remember the location. And it prevents just a little bit of run back. Right, so now, in this next room, we're going to have a Gorgon security guard and a Cerberus. If we pull them both, it's going to get messy. And I've gotten trapped in this corridor many a times. If you need to, just fall back, drop down, do a plunge attack, and then go the long way around. At least that way you're not going to be trapped in here with both of them. Alright, so let's see. Who did we get? Got the Gorgon. Oh, he did get a pin on me. That's okay. And quickly, there we go. He did get a couple of hits off on me. I did get a block up in time to stop me from getting perma-stunned, but now where is... There he is. Oh no, couple of Cerberus. I guess I forgot about this. I truly don't remember there being this many, but okay. And quickly get the cut. We'll get some health back. And the other one actually died too. Whew. Well, make that 2 Cerberuses. Or Cerberi? Probably not Cerberi.
Mom, sorry I've been out of contact for so long. I just wanted to let you know how much I love you and Dad. We've been working on a new project. I can't really say anything about it, but I have reservations. I'd like you to all go out to Uncle Ricardo's. He's got a shelter. You need to...
Sounds like she got cut off a little prematurely. That is the security door that we opened up just a couple of minutes ago. But up here, this door, this is the one that would have been locked if we didn't use that level 30 terminal. But here's the thing. I really don't know what the purpose of this is. In fact, all that is in here is one of those new amorphous fractal enemies and a pile of scrap. So I do not blame you if you don't go and attack this enemy. But, of course, we are foolish and we're going to. And I just had to use an emergency health because that got very, very dangerous. And it's still getting dangerous. And we just use another one. That's not good. So what's going to happen is once we've done sun damage, he's actually going to split off. He's going to get all of his health back. We're going to get this little babby version. And the problem with this baby version, excuse me, I say babby jokingly until the point where it actually becomes less of a joke. And the problem is, if that enemy gets close enough, he's going to explode and he's going to stun us. So we need to kill him. And what the big guy just did was he got into a position, he got into this formation right here, where he does that very, very dangerous beam projectile that'll do a ton of damage. When he gets into that position, it's a great opportunity to actually get around him. Because that way... Oh, careful. That way you can actually... Ooh, watch it, watch it, watch it. You can get a couple of free hits in on him. And he's going to do it again, but unfortunately I'm a little bit too far. But the way you kill this enemy is a bit different than what we're used to. You cannot simply kill him by reducing all of his health. You need to reduce his health, and then you need to overcharge him. Alright, watch it. Need something else. What do we got? That's perfect. And quickly now, quickly now. Now once he's knocked down, as soon as I get close again, and I'm going to bait another attack, it's going to say overcharge. Once it says overcharge, I need to do exactly that. And here we go. Once you've gotten the prompt off, you should be fine. He should not be able to do anything, and then he is finally dead. But that was super, super messy, and we are now down to 1 vital injection, which is definitely not ideal. But again, all it is a pile of tech scrap. I have not figured out why you would want to come this way. That door does not open. It's not like you get any sort of special drop attacks on anyone down there. I just don't get it. I really, really don't. If you have some sort of strategy that you use that room for, please, by all means, let me know. All right, now. No. I need to get a cut so I can refill. Not to mention get my tech scrap multiplier up so I can hopefully make my way towards yet another injection. So this is the Utopia rocket. That terminal right there is how we upload the virus. We have rig enemies left and right, and then right around, you can't see it yet, there is another of the fractal enemies. But before we grab that, over in the corner on this cart, that is the final Iron Mouse comic. If you haven't collecting all of them like I did in this walkthrough, you just earned yourself an achievement. we're going to listen to this voicemail as I start taking out the normal enemies.
Failsafe protocol active. Log mark 14 hours, 32 minutes, 57 seconds. Boardroom neural calls for quorum issue Utopia decision unresolved. Utopia payload delivered to launch bay 02. Immediate deployment authorized upon completion of go vote. Immediate unloading authorized upon completion of no-go vote. Priority alpha request. Security personnel to investigate unauthorized structural alterations throughout the nucleus.
Okay, we need to finish off this guy, and then the enemy that we've been fighting, that amorphous guy. Oh, he's coming around the side. I've never actually had him do that. That's interesting and scary, but at least we have a much bigger area to work in. Ooh, that's a good one. So we've seen a couple of his attacks, but he does have some others, including that pound, which you don't see too often, but just be aware of it. All right, melee, that works for me. Back up. More melee. Yep, back up. And he got a small hit on me. The little one did. That's not so bad. And finish him. Perfect. Now we just need to focus on the big version. But he also has this projectile other than the beam attack. So just be aware of that. We got. So once he starts attacking, just get one dash away, and then back off and hopefully bait it again. Going to the side and behind should work out pretty nicely. Now. Come on, turn around. As soon as you turn around, I should be able to overcharge you, but you're being... Oh, what is he doing? And there it is. Oh, whoa. Hold on. This is acting really, really funky. Okay. It can get pretty finicky if they're too close to something else to interact with, so pull them away if you can. Sometimes they'll actually get stuck in the wall itself. Whew. Okay, so we did that with very, very minimal damage. That's perfect. I'm going to grab this audio log and then look around the room just very quickly.
Charlene, the courier's heading your way. The program should change the formula and neutralize the Utopia effect. They didn't leave us much time. I can't believe the fools are rushing on something so potentially catastrophic. You know what to do. Upload it as fast as possible and as near to the core as you can risk. I just pray we're not too late.
So there's Dr. Melissa Chavez talking to her friend who unfortunately made it this far and no further. She did get killed by one of these enemies. And this is the terminal where we can upload the virus. So now it's up to you. There are 2 endings and 2 separate achievements for what we're about to do. You can either upload it if you don't believe in Utopia, or if you think that Utopia truly is the answer for humanity's salvation, go ahead and just spare it. Don't upload the virus. But if you want to see both endings, you do have to do it both ways, which either means 2 playthroughs, or you can create a save backup. If you're on PC, I think you can do it on PlayStation. I am not sure about on the Xbox One. But we are about to upload the virus.
UTP-01. New data has been transferred. Initiating nanite recalibration. Calibration process complete.
Now, what I'm not sure about is this. Does this virus just destroy the nanites that are in this rocket? Or should it have a trickle-down effect, and will it impact all the nanites that are already here present in the Creo facility? I tend to believe it's probably just the ones that are in that rocket, since doing so doesn't just automatically kill everything else, but maybe we'll find out a little bit more later. Now from here, we can go this way, but this way, even though it leads technically to the boss arena, we cannot access the arena just yet. But it does give us access to the final new weapon other than the boss weapon in the Surge. You can see this barrier. This isn't quite the same one that we saw, but it has the same effect. The other one that we saw is actually right over... you can't really see it. Or can you? Maybe it's right there. You can kind of see it. Once we destroy the terminal and overcharge this, both of the platforms, both of the barriers will go down, and we'll be able to travel freely. But for now, this is how we get Dr. Lawrence Murphy's final audio log. Well, final in the sequence, but there are others to collect. But right out here, very carefully, we have this audio log.
Log 23. I'm a coward. Either that, or it won't let me. Sitting here for hours, staring at my wrists. The sharp edge of a metal shard pressed against my skin. Hearing the stirring chaos of millions of voices growing louder. They're all over me now. Scratching at the door at the back of my mind. And still, I couldn't do it. I don't want to die. Who does? Am I already a part of it? Aren't we all? I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what will become of me. Will I be part of something new? Eternal? One with the consciousness? Or will I be nothing? Another voice in the crowd. Drowning. Shouting to be heard.
So is this Dr. Murphy? I'm not so sure. I don't believe that it is. I think Dr. Murphy met a somewhat different fate, but we did just get the weapon, and that is the code name. Please forgive me, anyone who speaks what I believe to be German. Götterdämmerung. Yep, the Götterdämmerung. This is a heavy-duty weapon with very high proficiency scaling, has no crush damage, which again, very kind of unique as far as the heavy weapons go. No crush damage, very high slash damage, so it does function as a sharp blade, which in the audio log we did just hear how Dr. Murphy was sitting there with a blade against his wrist thinking about whether or not he should go through with it. Was he actually using this weapon? Maybe that was Dr. Murphy we saw just kind of enveloped in some of the nanites. I'm not sure. But there you go. Right, so that is the final unique weapon, again, other than what we're going to get from the final boss. But from now, we're just going to head back through this load screen and continue on in the nitrogen pump station. Here we are back in the Nucleus. We're actually pretty close to getting another injection, which is going to be extremely helpful because having one for the remainder of the Nucleus, it's a little bit nerve-wracking. There's a number more of those other big nanite amorphous blobs that we have to fight, and as you can see, if you take a single hit and you don't have high stability, there's a good chance you're going to find yourself getting hit multiple times to drain most of your health away very quickly. We're also going to be fighting some in some very tight locations, which is never ideal. So we are making our way back to the three-way split, which is right up these stairs. Remember, we came from that direction. Can't get through that door. We've already gone straight, left, and right. So now we're going to take this path. Enemy right here. I'm actually going to take the time to... you know what? Let's actually tack... Do you have anything that's armored? Yeah. There we go. That works for me. I'm going to try and get a cut just to regain a little bit of health, as well as up our multiplier. Excellent. Very, very close to that next injection, plus we are topped off. And let's go ahead and take this exolift up to the next location. We're also going to be getting very close to the third floor, which that is where, in my opinion, it gets as dangerous as it can be. In the next room, there's going to be a number of Proteus torsos on the ground. I'm going to aggro them all and try and take out as many as I can with just a couple of swipes from the judge. In the meanwhile, enjoy this audio log.
Log 8. It's not just building structures anymore. It's creating life. We're being absorbed, recreated as abstract abominations. We integrated into the system. Are those poor souls still there as echoes? Do memories exist within it? Or are we just nutrients? Fertilizer for an Eden we'll never get to see or understand.
The last moments of Dr. Murphy must have been absolutely terrifying, and we're just getting glimpses into the horrors that not only was he experiencing, but he was thinking, which honestly can be just as bad. Now, if you just heard that, that is, oh, yep, another one of the big guys, but we do have a room to work with, so we should be not too bad. So let's get in there, and that was a poor choice. I have to use my, and we did just get another one. That's quite the shame. So this is the projectile. Can do a lot of damage if it hits you square. Okay, ground smash. That's fine with me. I'm going to do a couple of hits here so he transforms, or at least breaks off, rather. And let's do another swipe. Don't get stunned. Don't get stunned. All right, perfect. So he's dead. Now I can just focus. Oh, that's the best move I could have asked for. Now, he's down as soon as he gets up. And there it is. Whew, that's always scary. I don't really recommend going for the overcharge right away because sometimes he's going to get that first hit off, which means he's going to get a lot of damage off before you get anything. Right, so we have a security door here that's going to lead to an elevator, but I'm actually going to go this way first. Go up top. This is actually just going to lead to that one. Oh, don't forget the scrap that was in that box. This is going to lead to that one door that was shut. But go carefully because... Yep, there he is. And this is just a canister guy, so we don't have to worry about his gas. Just back off. Go ahead and do your thing. That's fine. Executions, even when I'm not low on health, are going to be the best option for me because one injection is still just not enough. So there's that door opened up if we needed to go back. But that's one of those shortcuts that I touched on in the last episode that's kind of superfluous and really unnecessary. Well, sadly, that's just the perfect example. There's really no reason to ever need to go that way. Not again. Not once you've cleared everything else before it. So here we have a drop. It's going to bring us down back into the nitrogen pump station, but if you're trying to get all the items, this is the only way to get this one, which is yet another vital injection, V5. And do you recognize where we are? That way leads to the rocket. This is the way we jump down, and now we can just do a very quick backtrack to get to where we just were. Back around, wait for the exolift. You know, I've praised the level design, and even after the oopses that they made with the Nucleus, I'm still going to say that one of Surge's strongest points is in its level design. And some people do say, yes, you know, they use a lot of similar areas. The one thing that I like to point out is, number one, this is a singular facility. So, of course, we're going to see very similar aesthetics. It's all one building, essentially, that we're in. But if you're in a location other than these maintenance shafts, you can point out where you are. If you give me a screenshot, I can tell you if we're in central production or the executive forums or the Nucleus. I can tell you if we're in reserve biolabs. Now, these walkways get overused over and over and over again. Definitely wish that we had more than just maintenance shaft to explore, especially this late in the game where we've just seen this over and over. So that is a criticism I have, but hey, you know what? The criticisms I have are surprisingly few and far between for this game. So that takes care of that way and that way. Next, we are heading towards, actually, a maglev, interestingly enough, but it's an optional one, not one we have to take to get anywhere important.
Access granted.
So straight ahead, if we take that elevator up, which we're going to soon, it'll bring us to a maglev that'll bring us back to Central Production B. This is one of your final chances to go back to any previous zone where you might have missed something, or there's weapons you want to get, or you want to do some easy farming. If you don't take this now, once you get to the boss, that's it. You're locked in. Once you beat the boss, cutscene plays, and you're in New Game Plus. So just keep that in mind. Before I even grab that next audio log, just to show you where we are now, we are on floor 2 refueling. So if we had to, we could come right out here, and here is the mobile med station. Excellent, all coming together. And for anyone saying, I just don't get it, this floor is too confusing, trust me, it took me 5 full practice runs to come up with a route that made sense that I could remember.
I know this isn't the news you want to hear, but we're still on hold. You've all worked incredibly hard to achieve this goal. It won't be for nothing, I can assure you. Utopia will launch. So, let's use the extra time productively. Rerun all pre-launch checks. Let's purge and refill the Utopia dispersal unit. It wasn't designed to hold the payload for this long. I don't want any accidents or spills. We'll get there. We just have to be patient.
On this floor, we're actually going to have an opportunity to get the sneak attack on many of these enemies. In fact, this one, walk right up to, wait for the corners to glow. There we are. And even though his head was armored, we get the one-hit kill. Which, in practice, every time I've gotten that kill, I have also gotten his headgear. And I'm wondering, if you get a single hit kill on an enemy, do you actually get that armor piece? If you all have experienced that, let me know. I'm quite curious. Now, if I do a dash attack, there's a good chance he's actually going to do his backwards tail pound. So I am actually not going to do that. And what do you want to do instead? You're just going to keep jumping back, huh? That works for me. I like that move. Oh, I don't like that move. I don't like that move. I don't like that move. All right, there's one good hit, and this should break your leg off. Oh, if I had hit it, I would have. All right, back up. Let him jump back. Let him jump towards you. Okay, I just tried something. Someone actually said that you can block that jump attack, and maybe you can, but my timing is just that bad. I'm not sure. Right. So now, the question of the day is whether or not to use the first aid station. This is going to refill my injectables, those 2 that I'm missing, as well as top off my health. But it's going to reset my scrap multiplier, which I was kind of relying on because I want to upgrade this suit of armor and one more weapon to Mark 5 before we fight the boss, and that gets very expensive. The upgrades cost between 20 and 30,000 tech scrap each. Just don't think I can risk it. So, make your own decision. I am unfortunately going to reset my multiplier. I think it's for the best. We're just too far along now. So here we are at the maglev. We have 2 security guards, 1 Cerberus, 1 Gorgon. This one does have the anti-kinetic shield. So hopefully, if I can get his attention... Yep, this works for me. He's actually going to break away from his drone. And even though he is still protected... Oh! Oh boy, okay. Well, at least we can get the cut and get that health right back. That was a little bit sloppy. I didn't think he was going to be able to do that. It actually looked like I started to get the cut, and he somehow broke free of my pull. All right, my friend, come on. Get that health back that I just lost. So I'm not going to take it. But again, if you want to go back to any zone, this will take you back to Central Production B, and from there you can go all the way back to the Abandoned Production, you can go to Reserve Biolabs, the Circulation Tower, wherever you need to get by going on that maglev. For me, luckily, we've actually been pretty thorough, and there's nothing that I need to go back for. Grabbing that Plasmic Regenerator, and then the way forward is actually down this little shaft. We're going to do so carefully, nice and quiet-like. Next room, we should be fine. I've actually never had this Chrysalis enemy turn around.
Non-essential personnel must exit the launch area immediately.
Okay, that was actually a bit of a fluke. He actually did turn around. Then again, I did kind of strike him with the judge, so I guess that's on me. But yes, we do have a drone, the anti-kinetic drone, as well as a Chrysalis enemy. If you take care of the drone without hitting the Chrysalis, for some reason, he doesn't even seem to be bothered by it. Get some scrap there, and now we're gonna have another exolift, and then a drop coming up. And the next drop is where it can get a little hairy because you're gonna be in a very small space to fight a Chrysalis enemy. You can see here, floor number 3 is this way, as well as operations, so we're gonna have that mobile med station bay. No exolift here, just a drop. This drop, as you can see, is one way. You're not getting back up easily. And what we have, not 1, but 2 of these amorphous nanite enemies. I recommend going for this one first. Typically, that one is far enough away and facing away to not be bothered by you, whereas this one often gets involved in the other fight. So my goal... Now, let's see. I think I'm going to wait till he goes back over to the stairs and then drop down. Here we go. Took a hit. I'm not going to worry about it right now. And I have to find this guy. Nope, nope, nope. Quickly get the finish. Alright, this is good. He actually did that beam attack or else I was going to be in trouble. Now I just need to finish you quickly. And wait till he gets up and then quickly get a recharge, or an overcharge rather. Ooh. This is very, very sketchy up here. Very sketchy. But the other one, at least we have room to maneuver. So I'm not even going to dash in for an attack. I'm going to give him the chance to go first. Get to the side. And are you splitting? Yep, you're splitting. I'm going to use my... Ooh, that's a good one. Watch it. Oh no, we got stunned. I have to use an injection. I had to use an injection or else I was going to die there. Kind of a shame, but that's alright. We're getting pretty close to the mobile med station being ours again. Knock him down and get the overcharge. Alright. We do have another one in an even smaller space here momentarily. But this terminal right here is actually, you can kind of follow the conduit. So the conduit is actually not going to this door because this is just a simple door you can open. It actually goes to this exolift. So I'm going to go and recharge that. Need to do that in order to proceed. By the way, at this stage in the game, any level 10 terminal is required for something story related. For example, the one that we saw down in the nitrogen pump station, that gave us access to the Utopia rocket. This one gives us access to that exolift, which is actually going to bring the med station up to us. So it's heading on down. This is a dead end, so you can feel free coming up here without exploring that other door first. All we need to do is bring the elevator right up to us.
Attention. Freight elevator en route to floor 3. Rapid launch control.
And there it is. So now, if we needed to, we could go ahead and rest. This is also now giving us the option to go and find Maddie. We'll be doing that soon, but first we have to go and explore this room, because in here, this is where we can finally overcharge that one barrier, which is exactly what we're going to do as soon as we have the choice. Ooh, good start, good start. I'm actually going to do a 3 for here. Back up. And... ooh, that's a really, really good one. Okay, almost dead. Ooh, don't get stuck though. Don't get stuck in a corner. There we are. That worked out nicely. Does have all of its health, so don't get stuck in the melee. And one more quickly. Let him get up. Ooh. Every time I fight these enemies, it's nerve-wracking. It really is. That is the best strategy that I found, though. So if it works for you, fantastic. If it doesn't, you have my sincerest apologies. Okay, with him dead, don't think there's anything. No items down here. Just wanted to be thorough just in case. But he was guarding the level 10 terminal that is going to allow us to destroy the barrier. Watch right there on that monitor. At this point, we have access to the final boss in the Surge, and we're nearly ready to take him on. Just not quite yet. Right behind the terminal, we have this exolift down. This is a very, very short trip. Don't even have to go very far. We got some force regulator and some pneumatic helixes, some Mark IV upgrades for our armor.
O2 levels critical in shaft C 1230.
This area is now completely toxified and will blow up if given the opportunity, so, you know, don't give it the opportunity. Lift unlock for unlimited use. We had to open up this from this section or else it wouldn't have worked. And now, if you notice where we are, just grab this scrap. So if you don't recognize where we are at, we were actually just on the other side of this. And if you remember, it was a dead end. We got some nanocores up there, and then we ran and jumped onto that pipe, and we could see this item. So if we wanted to hop back down, we could. Be very careful going back down here because some of those new nanite enemies that we've been fighting, they have spawned since we overloaded that terminal. In fact, several of them have spawned in new locations. When we go back to the first floor in order to fight the boss, we are going to see several of them. And once again, just looping back around, showing all the different options. Now we're actually going to be heading back so we can find Maddie. Grab this audio log, and then we're going to open up this door. And I'm not even going to go fight that enemy. I have no reason to, but this is one of the first rooms we entered when we were in the Nucleus. And this is the one where they tried to trap us and kill us with the gas. Formerly, there was a Chrysalis enemy and a Proteus in there, but we have no reason to go through there.
Log 6. There's a pattern here. I mean, I'm not a specialist, but I see it. It's not just a system anymore. It's an entity. It's magnificent. I have to admire it. Each day it develops further. There are ghosts and echoes in the code. The original processes have merged with millions of others. Not just code either. I ran an EEG. There's gamma waves there. Replications of human thought patterns. It's alive. They're developing new processes.
This is not a scheduled break time.
The nanites shouldn't be able to evolve on their own, but they are.
The nanites have gamma waves. They have human-style thoughts occurring. That's not terrifying. I don't know what is.
This is not a scheduled break
No
time.
reason to go and rest just yet. Instead, go over here, and you can easily jump to this platform. And from there, we can walk down, and where we are now is just below the med station. We can actually see Maddie right there. We can now get around to her very easily, simply because of this staircase. That is what we're going to do next. But do be careful. We do have a Chrysalis enemy right around the corner here. I think, do I want to fight him in there? Probably. It's probably for the best. Okay, here we go. What do you want to do? That works for me. Now back up. And good hit, good hit. Alright, I have to use it. I didn't want to, but there we go. Knock him down, get the cut. We're going to be resting at the med station before we fight the boss anyway, so we don't have too much further to go. But from here, we're going to drop down. And there are a couple of alternate paths here. Here's actually his headgear. But one of them is a bit of a dead end, so we don't have to worry much about that. So we can go that way, which is where we're going to want to go, but we can go this way. Alright, friend. Wish I could have saved you. And come on. Target. He's hit. And there we are. Ooh. Always hard to fight them in these corridors. But just back up, wait for your opportunities, use the dashing attacks if you have to. Now, where did your drone go? Where did he go? He did have a drone with him. I just don't see him. Anyway, not going to go up that exolift just yet. We're actually going to run all the way down here. There is an item that we saw up above when we were in the nitrogen pump station, at least briefly. And in order to get it, just break through here, and this is not a one-way. So it's just some scrap, but if we drop down there, we're back in the nitrogen pump station right outside the three-way split. But you can actually jump right back up as long as you're careful. We are almost done with a full clear of the Nucleus. And to be honest, this has gone very well. I'm very happy with it. A little bit less health that I would have liked, but we're okay because we're just about done. You have this item right here. Metavoltaic injection V5, which we've already collected. We are currently on the med station. Maddie, right here. But we don't have the option to talk to Maddie anymore. Only to interact. I don't know what happened between when we first saw her and when she decided to hide and now. I hope nothing happened when we were actually moving the med station and it's not our fault. But we just got a girl's necklace. It looks cheap, but someone seemed to have loved it dearly. A small pink plastic heart dangles from the leaden necklace. It opens with a soft pop, revealing a photo from happier times. Alex smiles and a little girl clutches her chubby arms tightly around his neck. She kisses his cheek and laughs. Now, why would he have given the actual necklace belonging to his little girl to a robot? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it made him feel just a little bit more connected to her still. At this point, we've collected nearly every item in the Nucleus, with the exception of just a couple that are waiting for us beyond where the barrier was. Now to get back, all we need to do is drop down and collect this Vital Boost V5. Drop down once more. Don't need to fall all the way down. We are, and now we have access to the staircase. This is that central staircase, and from here we can easily get to floor 1.
Awaiting final poll on go, no-go status.
We'll deal with this one enemy here. Oh, good open. Do love that open. I'm actually not even too concerned about getting hit now. I mean, I don't want to die, obviously, but we're going to be resting momentarily. Take you down. I actually already took care of his little clone there. We're charging you, and this is the last one that stands between us and the med station. To get there, we do need to call it back to floor 1, which I did point out this terminal early on, but look at all the enemies on the other side of the bridge. Fortunately, we really have no reason to go and deal with them. Instead, we're going to head in here and we are going to break the news to Alec. It is up to you whether or not you want to tell him what happened to Maddie. You can lie, but if you want the final reward, you do need to say exactly what happened.
You didn't find her, did you? It's all my fault.
You recognize this?
Yeah, it's Maddie's. Where did you find it? Is Maddie okay? Is she hurt? Please. What happened?
I tried to bring her home, but she was already dead. I'm sorry.
Again. I failed again. I tried so hard, I really did. I thought I could make amends, but in the end it was all my fault.
We get another Vital Boost V5, and even though Alec might be sad that Maddie is no more, at least he has some closure. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in preparation mode for the final boss battle. I'm going to take a moment to upgrade some gear as well as change my implants around, and I'll see you in just a moment. And here we are, getting ready to take down the final boss. One enemy stands in between us and the rogue process. I have upgraded my armor to Mark 5. I'm using the Bloodhound, also upgraded to Mark 5. And the reason I'm choosing the Bloodhound is because it has very high overall damage, but it also has some really good thrust damage. We're going to be doing a lot of dashing pokes with this weapon because you don't get a lot of opportunities to just sit there and whack on the boss. We're going to talk more about him when we get there, but as far as implants go, lots of health, lots of injections. I don't have any aggression amplifiers or anything energy related because we're not going to have a big chance in order to build up much energy. I have both of the tactile omni boost just for the added proficiency. I also have an ancillary core that I needed, stamina, and the mechanized counterweight version 0.9, the one you start with, simply because I was already at max capacity, but I did have one more open implant slot, and this one doesn't take any core power.
Come back anytime.
With that being said, we can now start pushing through where the barrier was, which was right here. I don't think there's anything over there. There's not. Data checksum fail.
Payload secure.
Oh. Probably gonna reset this. Not sure. We'll see. See how I'm feeling. Now, I also have no idea how much health this guy has because I don't have the medical audit. That's bad. That did not do nearly as much damage as I thought it would do. Come on. I might foolishly still go for this, I'm not sure. And knock him down, and then as soon as he's up, go for the overcharge. Yeah, that was poor. Luckily, I've stacked 12 of the V5 injections, so we're gonna head and pop one of those. Get some material scrap. Over here is the other codename Götterdämmerung, if you did miss the one previously. Also, we have some more scrap, and then down here, we actually get some more armor upgrade materials right inside here. So if you haven't upgraded at least to Mark IV, please go back to the med station and do so. Here in the Nucleus. Up here, this is actually where that one barrier was that we couldn't get through, and up there is where we got the first codename Götterdämmerung, and we got Dr. Lawrence Murphy's audio log. But at this point, we're just making our way to the arena, and we're gonna fight a very challenging boss. It's gonna take a little while to take down.
Utopia is cleared for launch. Prepare for final countdown.
Hello? I think I've tracked the source of some of our current security problems.
Is it intelligent? Aware?
Honestly, we don't want to hurt you. But it won't save it. I recommend termination.
You recognize these voices? I can't place all of them, but I know I heard Irina and Sally, possibly Jonah Gutenberg. All the NPCs we've heard about and met are represented here in the rogue process. There's even going to be another voice that we hear that's absolutely going to break your heart. But you can see nothing's happening. We can approach all of these nanite clouds and nothing happens, but we do have an overcharge terminal. Emergency discharge. It's never hurt us in the past. Here we go. And here, let's play. That was Maddie's voice if you didn't recognize it. Yes, even poor Maddie's consciousness has somehow been taken into the rogue process. So we have 4 limbs that we need to destroy. Once all 4 limbs have gone down, we won't be able to do any more damage until we've actually gone and used that overcharge terminal again. But in the meantime, we have to get in there, get some damage. Oh, somehow that caught me. And get out as best we can. So we are going to, right now I'm focused just on this left arm. Oh, that is some slow damage, but that's okay. That's not, I'm gonna have to heal already. And we did very little damage already. Looking for some pokes here, which I'm not seeing. At this point, it doesn't matter where we hit. I am gonna focus on his right arm for now, but whatever I hit is fine. There was a good hit. Watch that big spiky process. I just love the design of this boss, because no matter where you are, he can just turn around and just shapeshift into facing you. Very, very unique, but this is only, of course, phase 1. We have to worry about phase 2, and that's when we're gonna have to make a decision on what weapon we actually want to get. All right, give me something. I do like the jump. As long as you time it right, you should be able to get a free hit. Big fan of the leap. Oop, oop. That one is a tough one to dodge. Good hit, back up. Make sure we don't get stuck in the spikes. Whew. Okay. Come on. Just keep dodging these as best we can. Oh, wow. He is being a little bit more aggressive than I'm used to be honest. Okay, took a little bit of damage there. Not... Wow, again. I guess that's the risk that you run All right, so there's one limb broken. And did you hear that, Uncle Warren? Oh, so depressing. That also is a good chance to get some free damage there. All right, get ready with the healing if we need it. Good hit. Really good hit. Back up. Now you can see the energy is really a problem. So if you're relying on metavoltaics, this might not work out for you because you just don't get much energy at all during this fight. Oop, missed. Good hit, back up. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I guess you actually can hit him during that phase. I did not realize that, so that is something new that I've just learned. Good hit. Okay, I went for the double there and it worked out somehow. And double again. Yep, perfect. Keep looping around. Oh, right. I forgot that he changes directions when he does that. Hey, don't go for a double. Good hit. I'm going to heal. It's not quite to full, but we've almost got this phase done. All right. One more limb, and then we have to overcharge.
You hear me?
In fact, you know what? Nope, that was it. We are done. We are done. Now, we need to get to this terminal. Just ignore everything. As long as we get to the terminal, we should be safe. And now we have to focus on one of his arms. You can get the claws of the Gestalt, or you can get, oh jeez, or you can get, jeepers creepers, or you can get the mimetic edge. We're gonna focus on the claws. I am concentrating pretty hard right now. Oh, I'm actually going to be able to use the mechanized counterweights for a little bit added damage. You can see the projectiles on the ground don't do that much damage. You really mostly have to worry about him actually connecting. You know what? I could actually use a connect. Oh, yeah, there we go. There's the kinetic shield. I am going to heal. Back up. Use the shield again. This is going fairly well. We are almost done. Focusing on this arm exclusively. And there it is. Rogue process is offline. We get the claws of the Gestalt because we got that right arm.
Creo's been dark for over 4 days now. Launches are continuing, but we've been unable to reach anyone inside the complex. I need you to take a team there, use drones and bots to do the exploratory work, but I want boots on the ground. I want a hardwire link established so we can view the feed as it happens, and get somebody up to low orbit. Our satellites there are picking up an unidentified particulate dispersal from the latest launch. It's inert so far, but it's completely different from their previous payloads. I want to know what it is.
Mr. Secretary, we're in position. Hardline established. We've sent in drone reconnaissance units as per procedure, but we lost contact with them shortly after insertion. Strike team is moving in now.
What the? Captain? Captain! I want another team in there right now. See how they run. See how they run. This is free, free, free. This is our gold ticket. I'm gonna get my ass out of here.
And in this next fight, I'll be focusing on the Rogue Process's other arm so I can get the Mimetic Edge. Also in this character, I have not uploaded the virus, so you'll be able to see that ending as well.
Look at us. Look at us as a species.
Sir, we've lost contact with our satellites.
What do you mean, lost contact?
Just before sunrise EST, we lost contact with Argos 1. Our initial thoughts were a system malfunction, but within minutes, all our orbital arrays blinked out. We're hearing the same from our friends in Beijing. There's power out all along the eastern seaboard. We've lost everything.
Everything?
Before it went dark, Argos picked up an unidentified particulate dispersal from the latest Resolve launch. Whatever it is, it's completely different from the previous payloads. There's going to be casualties, but we have no way of knowing how many. The network is shutting down bit by bit. The only way I'm talking to you now is because of hard lines and... Sir, if you can hold on for a sec. Sir.
We didn't have time for introductions before. My nanites do a quick and clean job. To make sure that we can have not just a future, but a new beginning. A clean slate for those that remain.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was The Surge, and you have just finished watching The Surge walkthrough. I hope you enjoyed it. I had an absolute blast playing the game and also bringing it to you and hopefully helping just a few of you to get through this game that honestly I don't think is getting the recognition that it deserved. If you learned something or if you enjoyed, please just leave me a comment below and letting me know as much, because I'd love to continue making content like this in the future, and I'd love to get some feedback from you as to how you feel this series went. I am fully expecting to hear about some DLC or maybe even expansions coming out at E3 here soon, and if that does happen, you can rest assured I will certainly be back bringing you a walkthrough for that content as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.